Our pastor, our leader,
I'm Bishop O.C. Allen. I am a pastor, but right now, I'm just a guy on your screen who's walking with you to help us both move into our purpose and move into our destiny and become who we were authentically designed to be. Jesus loves you just the way you are. But does Jesus accept me? It's one thing to love me. It's a whole other thing to accept me for the way I am and who I am and how I move in the world. It reminds me of something I preached not too long ago. And I'll tell you, I had a bit of tension about it.
They catch this woman in adultery. They bring her to Jesus. And they say, she's wrong. She's wrong. You need to do something about this. And Jesus says, let the first one, without sin, cast the first stone. No! This is what I found, y'all. This is what I found. Come here. All my scholars and seminarians, watch this. What if Jesus is trying to save his people from the people in his religion? Jesus is trying to rescue this woman from his own religion. And they didn't just want to accuse her, they wanted to stone her. Now, I know some of you looking at me and you want to excuse yourself from this text. You want to excuse yourself from this narrative. You're saying, well, that's not me. Maybe you don't stone people, but you tweet tweets. Maybe you don't stone people, but you post posts. You're not talking. Maybe you don't stone people, but you stone people with your mouth. I can't hear no one. Maybe you don't stone people, but you stone people with your judgmental, evil acting self.
Because when I preached it, people hear it from their lens of what they think I'm talking about or what they think the writer is talking about, you know. And I even bring that tension to, like, sin. What are we talking about? Who are we talking about? Like, does it explain it? And of course, he talks about adultery, but I always feel like there's stuff under these ideas that people have been shamed into, because that's what this whole conversation has been about, how people are shamed for even bad decisions. People are shamed. And then that bleeds into this idea, which something I've wrestled with, that I'm sure you've wrestled with. Does Jesus love me? Does God love me even with my mistakes, my failures, my flaws? We talk about this woman who's been accused and has been shamed by these men, these religious men who have accused her and said all kind of stuff about her, had the potential to throw stones at her. And really, at the end of the day, while they didn't physically throw stones, because Jesus kind of addressed that, they had already thrown stones. They had thrown the stone of their assumptions, the stone of their judgment, the stone of their opinions, the stone of their religion. They had already thrown a lot of stones, just not physical stones. I would ask the same question I have asked myself: what stones have been thrown at you? What are the stones that have been thrown at you, that have shamed you, that have caused you to sit on your wings, that have caused you to live in a cage while the cage door is open? What stones have you accepted Because it's not just the thrones, the stones have been thrown, but what stones have you embraced and accepted that have kept you from being your authentic self? That's the first part. The second part is, how do we overcome the wounds of those stones? That's what this conversation is about. So I want to give you some tools on how to overcome shame. So here are the tools. Number one, acknowledge and understand your shame. You can't overcome something that you have not confronted. You've got to first say, I'm wrestling with shame. I'm struggling with shame. My family has shamed me. My background and my society has shamed me. And there are roots to it. Because I will also tell you, probably the people that have shamed you are wrestling with the same shame. Number two, challenge negative self-talk. Replace it. When you say something negative about yourself, replace it with something positive about yourself. Number three, find self-acceptance and self-love. You can't expect something from other people that you don't give yourself. Before you can expect love from the world around you, you have to create that environment inside of you. Number four, hear this, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Mistakes are a part of the journey toward success. We call them failures, but I'm not sure they're failures. I think they're steps. What we call a failure is really a step forward. Even a step backward is a step. And anybody that has achieved their goals, anybody that has fulfilled their dreams, their path is littered with failures. Their journey is full of pitfalls. My journey, my path, has been full of mistakes, just like yours. I'm able to talk to you today because of the mistakes that have been a part of my journey.